The views on this program do not reflect those of ONTV or its board of directors. Welcome to Oaa Now, your home for Oakland Activities Association news and information. Here's your host, Sammy Taramina.
Welcome to Oaa Now. I'm Sammy Taramina, blogger, the Dragon's Den, blogger of Inside the OAA, and one of the hosts between 10 minutes and Orion with television. I'd like to welcome our friends watching on SoundCloud and also on ONTV and on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Yep, got Ian again here. We got I'm here with Ian Locke.
Yep. Back for another round of it there, Sam.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of news came out. Of course, we'll get into details around the volleyball and basketball districts. They are now out. So
let's see how accurate you were.
I was almost accurate.
Well, you're more than almost.
More than almost. But I want to get your opinion on that. But we'll go over that really shortly. But let's recap, of course, the final spring sport of the OA year. That was softball.
Surprise.
And in the state quarterfinal, did you see this one coming?
No.
Heartland 3, Clarkson 2.
No, I did not.
Clarkson's up 2-0 heading in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah.
And then I might as well just go all Mike Valenti on this.
Well, give the listeners the lowdown.
Well,
I mean,
what happened was, of course, I mentioned Clarkson was up 2-0 heading in the 7th inning. However, they made some really uncharacteristic plays. It really was shocking, to say the least.
I'm surprised they only had 2 runs going into the 7th.
Well, Heartland's not a bad team. I mean, like, they have a freshman pitcher there.
Whoa.
They had a freshman pitcher who I could not believe. And
did a number.
I mean, like, but what I want to know is what the heck happened to this team? I mean, in that 7th inning. I mean, you have a Division I caliber infield.
Oh, yeah.
Your third baseman is going to the horizon. You have a shortstop who's committed to a MAC school.
Yeah.
You have a catcher who's a Big Ten commit, and your pitcher is a Horizon League commit. And then you have another one, second baseman, Northwood commit.
Mm-hmm.
How in the heck can this team make an error like they did, which led to the rally of the Eagles? How?
So with the error, what's the setup? Were there 2 outs in the 7th?
There was 1 out in the 7th. I mean, like, of course, they Don Peters, the coach of Clarkson, took out Olivia Warrington, put in Alexa Tomlak, who was the first baseman. Tomley, that's who it was. I thought Peters made the right decision to intentionally walk Madeline Skeen, because what she's done.
Big hitter.
She's a big hitter, but put the faith in a freshman in Delaney Gunderman and load up the bases loaded.
But the freshman, where do we know where they were in the lineup? If you got a big hitter,
Third
was she
and fourth.
cleanup? Okay.
She was cleanup.
So obviously a freshman in that slot isn't random.
No.
She belongs there.
But what she did was she took a base hit single, stunned Clarkson.
Yes.
Stunned him.
Stun is, I think, an understatement.
When I looked at the score, I'm going to myself, are you kidding me? And we filmed the show actually before Clarkson played Heartland.
Correct.
And I looked at the score, I'm going like to myself, okay, Clarkson might have won this, you know what I mean, moving on. And then I'm looking at the score and I'm saying, Heartland 3, Clarkson 2? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Walk-off single.
They lost on a walk-off. They gave it 3 runs in the 7th inning.
Well,
one off an error.
What was okay?
One was a sac fly, and the other one off a single.
Okay, that's what I was just going to ask. So it was an error that got the first round of the board.
It started rallying.
Oh, my.
It started the rally. What I don't understand is how you have a Division I caliber infield and you make an error like that. You know, you saw Clarkston. You saw them.
Yes.
And they were a machine.
Yes.
They looked like a machine, and they were just dominating districts, dominating regionals, until they get to this round where they were one play virtually destroys your season.
It's hard to imagine after seeing them in person, the way they roll through their lineup, the hitting that they have, the talent on that infield. And the whole team top to bottom was very impressive. I mean, they were built to go all the way. And I didn't know the results. I mean, yeah, it was Father's Day weekend, all that kind of stuff. So you're distracted and that sort of thing until I talked to you just a day ago and said, "Oh, what happened?" And you go, "They lost." And I was shocked, just completely, utterly shocked because, they like I said, they're built for this run. They were built for championship, and it didn't happen.
No, I mean,
crazy.
You look at that Clarkson team now. They lose.
Yeah,
they lose Paige Blivens. Of course, she's going to Central next year. And Hannah Chow was an Oakland commit. Yep. They lose those two. Out of 3 seniors. So the bulk of that team returns next year for Peters. So when I look, Clarkson ended their year at 37-3. Heartland, on the other hand, went to the state final and got lost to Caledonia.
Caledonia.
Yep. Girls soccer, Troy lost to Novi. Novi eventually won the state championship.
Yeah, we kind of
hinted that would happen.
Yeah, hinted that would happen, yeah.
I mean, Troy finished the year at 9-7-6. So the OA spring sports season, of course, the entire MHSAA season is officially done.
Yeah.
So
well, good run for Troy. They run into a buzzsaw. Novi is brutal.
Yep.
Year in and year out.
They're good.
They just feed that team year after year. And
I mean, Troy really didn't have to stand much of a chance in that one.
Yeah, what was you got a final in that
4-1.
Yeah, 4-1's
4-1.
Yeah,
was not pretty.
That's tough.
It was. So my final thoughts there on both those sports. Interesting to see what happens, especially heading in the fall.
Yep.
So that's my thoughts there.
It's kind of crazy to think now it's finally done.
It's finally done.
Yeah. But so now it's on to speculation and innuendo and matchups and predictions.
Yes, it really is. I mean, I think, when you look at the conclusion of the season in the OA, a lot of state champions.
Yeah.
Clarkson football, Clarkson boys basketball, Troy cross country.
Yep.
Seaholm tennis.
Yes. But a lot of
Oxford bowling.
Yes, but also a lot of good showing.
Yes.
The teams in track and field, Oak
Park
State champs, right? So even the teams that weren't state champs, the big, nice solid performances in the state meets, great individual performances, through golf and all around. I mean, just it was a really nice year. Really nice year for the OA.
Spectacular year for the OA. I mean, but I still think, the best is yet to come. I really do.
Well, always, yeah.
I think, when you look at, of course, the 23 schools this year, be Harrison's final year next year.
Yeah, that's a big storyline.
It will be, especially heading into sports like football, where, of course, that it will be a storyline surrounding with Harrison.
The victory lap.
The victory lap?
Just kind of saying goodbye.
When I look at division, when I look at Harrison and possibly looking at them for playoffs in Division 4, I think he got a shot at winning
Think so?
I think he can win the state championship.
Well, they looked good last year.
Yeah, they made the state final Division 2.
Absolutely.
Now look at them going down
to 4
to likely Division 4, possibly a clash with Ithaca.
Okay.
Of course, Ithaca's very good.
Yes.
Ithaca's very good. Possibly clash with them.
Yes. That would be fun.
That would be a heck of a matchup.
Heck yeah.
That would be a heck of a matchup. But we'll see what happens there.
Yep.
Now it's time to start speculation.
Your favorite part of the year, dude.
Yes. The MHSAA, of course, released their volleyball and basketball districts starting this week. They did release them.
Yep.
I do want to get your thoughts on them, too. I know that you don't know much about them.
You're educating me, Sam. Week in and week out, I'm learning more and more.
But, of course, as we know, the Michigan High School Athletic Association got rid of the class rule. So now they're going Division 1 and Division 2. And Division 3, Division 4.
Is that based on enrollment?
Based on enrollment.
Okay.
Some very interesting ones here I want to talk to you about based on enrollment, which shocked me.
Okay.
A couple of them are non-leaguers that I want to
that
get your thoughts on.
Yeah.
The first district I want to talk about is, let's go to Division 2. This is District 61.
Which sport?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. Okay.
We'll go volleyball first and basketball. Okay. I want to get your thoughts on this one. Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon last year was in Class A Division 1.
Yeah.
Now they're down in Division 2. And now they're in a district with Pontiac Notre Dame Prep, Brandon, Goodrich, and Blue Bay Hills, Cranbrook, Kingswood.
Ooh.
Brandon, last season, as mentioned, was Class A.
Yeah.
Of course, they were in the Lake Orion district.
Yes, they were.
As you know. And with Clarkson and Oxford. So, what are your thoughts to see Brandon come down from Class A to Class B?
Yeah, I don't think they'll be complaining about not having to face like Orion or Clarkston.
Or Oxford.
Or Oxford, for that matter. Sliding down, I think, gives them a better shot. I mean, who else is out in there again?
Here's the problem. You have the defending state champions in that district.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting at.
You have the defending state champions in that district.
But you have a better shot of getting out of the first round, at least.
You have a better shot, but when you look at the team you're facing, it's the defending state champions in Pontiac Notre Dame Preparatory.
Yeah.
Becky Warble's a very good coach.
Tough.
She's got a lot of talent coming back. When you look at players like Natalie Reese, Olivia Kowalski, Elena Shingerin, Riley Cooper, I mean, this is going to be tough. Sure.
It's tough to get through, but I think, what's worse, the gauntlet of Clarkston and Lake Orion? Or maybe you get to the finals and you have a shot at them. At Notre
I think
Dame
that's
Prep.
better off. I think
so too.
I think for them, they're better off.
I think so too.
Do we see any chance for Pontiac in this one to do one?
No.
Okay. All right, so let's go from District 61. Let's go to District 58. Of course, this is at an unknown site as of yet, but the teams in this district, you might be a little curious to see.
All right.
You got Ferndale, Hazel Park,
ooh,
Detroit International Academy,
okay,
Detroit Henry Ford Academy for Creative Studies, Detroit University Prep, Ferndale University.
A lot of
academies.
Yeah. They got them all loaded in one.
With Ferndale and Hazel Park.
Yes.
Do you see any of those academies competing with Ferndale and Hazel Park?
I don't know. With a lot of the academies, it seems like you can have a lot of turnover because kids can move in, they can move out, right?
Right.
So not knowing specifically what their, history is, or even if they have a long history of success at the academies, it's difficult to say. But I would tend to lean, unless they're recruiting. I would say I tend to go with the teams that have been around a while.
I would say
solid,
no. I don't think anybody. I think this is a perfect opportunity for Hazel Park or Ferndale, despite the fact that I think the team that could have the best chance to win this is Hazel Park. The Vikings got a lot back when you look at players like Faith Aquano.
Now, is this completely redone? This is completely redone.
This is completely redone.
Right.
Hazel Park comes down from Class A to Class B.
Okay.
So when I look at Hazel Park and volleyball, they got a chance. They've got a great chance.
Yeah.
Ferndale, I'm a little concerned about their lack of depth.
Which is usually the case year in, year out.
Usually it's the case.
Yeah.
Now, basketball's a little different.
Yes.
But we'll talk about basketball in that segment.
Yeah, with those academies, like I was saying, kids come and go. They might like it there, but it's kind of the school of choice type of deal, in and out, in and out. I don't see consistency with those academies.
No. And I think Ferndale Hazel Park had the best chance to win this one. Let's go to District 56. This one's very interesting because this is where Harrison's at.
Ooh.
They're in a district with Ann Arbor, Gabriel Richard, Livonia, Clarenceville, Romulus, and Wixom St. Catherine Siena Academy.
Whoa.
Yes.
That is a mixture.
That is, yes. But when I look at the favorite in this one, do you see, I think the favorite's Wixom St. Catherine Siena Academy. And I did some research on this.
Okay.
I did some research on
Glad you
Wixom
did.
St. Catherine Siena Academy. You know how many games they won last year? 38 games. 38-7 last year.
And these are still B. Or it's actually, it's
Division
2. I got to get out
Division
of the
2,
AB situation. Yeah.
Division
2.
So Harrison comes down from Class A. I look at the what St. Catherine Siena Academy has back. They got a boatload of talent.
Yep.
You look at players like Katie Gross, Marilyn Alexander, 2 of their 3 captains last year. They got a ton of talent back.
Wow. Well, you're winning 30 games. You got something going right.
Yeah. And they're a state power. They're a state-ranked team, too. Livonia Clarenceville might have a chance here in this district as well. But also Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard.
Yeah.
But Harrison, I think, has the best chance to possibly take out St. Catharines Siena Academy. Now, would I be shocked if they do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's touching St. Catharines Siena Academy. You know, they don't even have a nickname.
Really?
No. They don't have one. But that, to me...
What do the uniforms look like?
They're purple. They wear purple.
I knew you'd know.
Purple and black.
I knew you would.
Yep.
I knew you would know.
Yep, they wear purple and black. Yep. So for Harrison, I think it'll be interesting to see what Michael Love has. But we'll see what he has.
Okay. That's an odd one. I mean, it seems like it's like usually regions are kind of constructed regionally. You got people near each other. These seem like far flung.
Yeah. That's how the MHSAA does them. Now we're going to Division 1. Of course, now we're in the thick of that. District 27, that'll be taking place at Detroit Renaissance. You have Oak Park, Detroit Renaissance, Detroit Mumford, Redford Thurston, and Redford Union.
Ooh.
And to me, the favorite has to be Detroit Renaissance with the talent they got back. Do you think Oak Park's got a chance in this district?
Potentially.
I don't think they do.
But, I mean, I don't like writing off somebody just straight out. But
I don't think they do. I mean, I've already said,
if you know, like, the background of who's coming in, that sort of thing, then...
I don't think Oak Park does. I mean, like, I think Detroit Renaissance will be the team to beat. Detroit Mumford, they're also solid as well. So when I look at that district, nobody's touching Detroit Renaissance. Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Hey, I trust your judgment. You know the backgrounds of these guys.
Uh-huh. And now this is we're starting to get up to the nitty-gritty from south to north. Basically, this is where the nitty-gritty starts. District 26 at Birmingham Marion. You got some red foes here. But they have a new coach. Birmingham Marion's got a new coach.
Yeah? Still tough.
Myza Cook takes over the team for Lauren Duquette. This is the 3rd coach in 3 years for Birmingham Marion. Despite the fact they went to state final last year.
Yeah, it's surprising the turnover.
Yep. But Cook's got a ton of experience coming in for Birmingham Marion. This is a district that features Berkeley, Groves, Seaholm, Royal Oak, and Birmingham Marion. When I look at this district, this is not necessarily the strongest one. Now, people say to me, well, is there a team that could beat Birmingham Marion? Sure there is.
Yeah.
There's a team called Birmingham Seaholm that could
Yes.
Because, and I know the Gambone family very, very well. And they have a very, very good, they always put together a really good lineup. They always do. But the question is, a lot of unknown players on Seaholm. There's a lot of unknown players on that team. So
but they always are ready.
They're always ready. They're well coached. You know, you got to give the Gambone family a lot of credit, especially Heather Lippert. You know what I mean? Of course they married, but
you don't want to mess around with Seaholm. No,
you really do not want to mess around with them. Royal Oak, I think they're going to have some issues. Groves, pretty much, I think they're going to have some issues. Berkeley, same thing. Despite the fact that the team I think that could give Birmingham Marion the problems they can give them at Seaholm. I really do. But Groves could be a possible wild card.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens.
But that's the fun part.
Oh, yeah.
And that's coming up. I mean, we're not too far away.
No.
We're about, month and a half away, 2 months away. We start really talking about it.
Oh, yeah. Then let's go to District 25. This is a district where you have Farmington Hills Mercy in here with Farmington, North Farmington, Southwood Arson Tech, and Livonia Stevenson.
Ooh.
Favorite's got to be Farmington Hills Mercy. I know what Loretta Vogel does with that team. They got some players back. When you look at Emily Susko, Lauren Byer, Jessica Merzick, and Mallory Conrad all back for them.
Okay.
The team I think I could give them the biggest problem is Livonia Stevenson. They got some players. Julian Wargo has got some players for the Spartans coming back. When you look at them, Abby Cleveland, Libby Cleveland, Corn Palmer. Those are 3 key players to watch out for Livonia Stevenson, who I think can make some noise in the Kensington this year.
Yeah.
Now that Novi is down.
Yeah.
Farmington, of course, we know they got Cindy Erickson back. North Farmington, they got some talent back as well. South will be very competitive, but when I look at this district, I just don't think that any of the OA teams will threaten either Farmington's Mercy or Livonia Stevenson. I really don't think that will happen.
It seems. Do you see a trend happening here? I know the MHSAA doesn't go down the rosters of who's playing and that sort of thing, but based on what you're saying, it's always like there's top 2 heavies and then the rest.
Yep.
Doesn't it seem like that's how it's kind of rolling right now?
It's right now when I look at these volleyball districts, and we'll go over the basketball districts next segment.
You got 2 top teams that are like, okay, we got a definitive one.
Definitive 1 and definitive 2. But we don't know if they have a...
I mean, you can't guarantee these guys are going to pull it out, but on paper, it seems like they're going, okay, good one, and then the rest.
Yeah, but I noticed that trend too.
It's kind of a...
I noticed that trend too. Started to know that trend as well.
Yeah.
Let's go to District 7. It's at Bloomfield Hills.
Bloomfield Hills.
You got Avondale, Bloomfield Hills, Troy Athens, West Bloomfield, and Waterford Mott.
Ooh.
You know Waterford Mott pretty well.
Yep.
I think they're going to have some issues in that district.
Yeah.
But it's I think clearly this is a 2-team district when I look at this one. Bloomfield Hills, led, of course, by Alexa Rousseau.
Okay. Really
talented player Bob Hurdle's got. And then you look at Troy, Tom Vigilant's team. Got Jessica Robinson there. We've seen Jessica Robinson. She's very talented.
Yes.
I know about Fran McBride, of course, Athena Sampson, Faith Keating, Lauren Alberts, Rachel Turbin. I mean, among others. I mean, but when I look at teams to keep an eye on, West Bloomfield's one of them.
Yes.
I mean, I like what Dana Gray's done. She got Kendall Jones on there, among others.
Yeah, they showed signs last year, too, of being a pretty formidable out.
West Bloomfield?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And then, of course, Troy Athens, they got a ton of experience coming back. They had a rough year last year in the red. Now they're down in the white.
Okay.
Waterford Mott, they had a tough time.
Mott's been up and down for years.
Mm-hmm.
They've shown flashes, but it's just kind of up and down. You never know what you're going to get. They might just come out of nowhere one year or just kind of fizzle.
But I think when you look at this district, no doubt, I think the favorite has to be Bloomfield Hills.
Yeah.
But Troy's not. Troy's going to be right there too.
Yep.
So that's a favorite.
That one seems a little tougher.
It is tougher than you think it is. It is. Let's go to District 6. This one's at Stony Creek. I mean, you got Stony Creek, Adams, Rochester, tough. Utica, Eisenhower, Romeo, and Utica.
Boy.
Stony Creek and Utica's got a nice little rivalry.
Yeah.
When you look at, of course, last year it was Stony Creek got the best of Utica Eisenhower. 2 years ago it was Utica Eisenhower.
Yep.
Last 2 years it was Utica Eisenhower, and Stony Creek finally broke through.
But throwing Romeo in there, makes for a tough. It seems like a very tough.
But the wild card is Adams.
True.
Adams coming up from the white to the red. Of course, Bridget Harding's team's done a really magnificent job, really improving. Stony Creek's got a lot back.
Yeah.
They got a lot of talent back. So when I look at that team, when I look at Stony Creek, this is a team to keep an eye on. Not only in the district, but also in the red as well.
Yeah,
they could compete with Lake Orion and Clarkson.
That district seems interesting to me. That's one I'd be interested in taking a peek at when that rolls around, because
that's at Stony Creek.
That's Stony Creek, just down the road. So because that one, if you just listing those names off, I'm like, ooh, there's gonna be some good games.
Yeah.
There's good competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too top heavy.
No.
Well,
you got some state powers here.
You got state powers, but
Stony Creek.
But you also got some others. I mean, the non-1-2, if you want to,
right. Romeo,
they're not slouches, man.
Romeo's not a slouch either.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And that's why it could be a really interesting
fun one. I think
one.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Especially got Adams, Stony Creek, Utica, Eisenhower, Romeo. I think they had great shots to win that one. I don't know much about Utica. They got a shot. Rochester's virtually starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Now
sliding Romeo out isn't interesting, because weren't they? They were in a different district, right?
They were in the same district last year. But we're going to talk about Romeo's basketball program in the next segment.
All right.
Of course, they're in a different district.
Okay.
So remember,
I get them mixed up.
The basketball and volleyball districts were different.
Yeah,
they're different.
Yeah, okay.
And then the last district we're going to talk before we go on break is District 5. It's at Waterford Kettering. You have Waterford Kettering, Holly, and the big 3 OA schools: Lake Orion, Clarkston, Oxford.
Yeah. At Kettering?
At Kettering. On a very odd angle. And why not talk to my expert here on Kettering's gymnasium floor than Ian Locke?
Hey, I was there for the design and the build of that, and their pools.
What
and stuff.
in the heck were they thinking?
I don't know. It's the old. I'm going to say the only one that I've experienced that is laid out in that way, as opposed to most volleyball courts are set up in the same flow as a basketball court, right? You have north and south usually, right? So this is set up like east and west.
East and west,
and
except if there's one side where you're basically going to the bleachers.
Yeah, it's.
What in the heck is somebody thinking there?
So viewing is difficult.
Yes, it is.
Trying to watch this game as a spectator, you're getting the end zone views as opposed to the traditional sideline views. So if you're going,
good luck.
It's not going to be fun watching.
Good luck.
And then it makes seats limited because you have all those the sideline type areas just vacant.
Yeah.
So it's odd. I really couldn't tell you why they did it.
I don't know why Kettering put in for it.
It's bizarre.
I mean, Kettering, we know the volleyball team, they're going to struggle this year a little bit. Then you have Holly in there. They've got some experience coming back.
Yes, they do.
I mean, but do I think they're touching the big 3? Absolutely not. And the reason why I look at it is you look at Oxford when healthy. Brian Kim's going to have a ton of talent back, led by Madeline Weiss. I mean, you look at Oxford, they're clearly, in my opinion, probably like the 3rd best team in that district.
Yeah.
They clearly are. I mean, now they're gonna be solid. But clearly the 2 top teams is Lake Orion and Clarkston.
And have been for a while.
But I got a question to ask you about Lake Orion volleyball.
Yeah.
They're senior heavy. A lot of people say their window's closing. And do you think that Lake Orion's window is closing?
It could be.
I think
when you're looking at the talent that they had roll through here and then they sent off to the college ranks, and they only get so far. I mean, they're running into a wall of Clarks. Clarkston is just a wall trying to get through them. They've done it before, but only 1 or 2 times.
Yeah, 2 times, 3 times.
In this setting. And as we're starting to shed the names that we're used to hearing over the last 7 years, who are the big hitters coming back? Who's next in line to be the front line dominant defensive players for Lake Orion? Who's going to be the floor general like we've had in the past? They've had solid liberos for years. Now what?
That's the question. That's going to be the question.
We
know
point.
What Clarkson's got.
Yeah.
Clarkson's going to be good. We know, of course, we know they're very talented.
But Lake Orion also has solid coaching. They have stability. They have.
So does Clarkson.
Right? So it may be status quo, but I don't know if you're going to see Lake Orion fade to like the bottom ranks.
No, they won't fade the bottom
district
ranks.
Or whatever. But for them to bust through and get further on the state stage, it's going to be difficult.
The question I have, and I ask this question because Lake Orion's such a senior-heavy team this year.
Yeah.
They're going to be very senior-heavy, and they haven't gotten through that Clarkson wall.
Yeah.
And you look at Clarkson, they have a young nucleus coming back who's very talented. We know about their junior class a couple years ago. They went undefeated. We know about the arrival of Claire Nowicki. They're very talented sophomore. I mean, so when you look at...
But they also lost the big hitter.
Abby Malinowski, but I think Nowicki's taking that.
You think so? She's taking it over?
I think she's taking over that role.
Until we see it, we got to see.
But when I look at this one, to me, I have to give the edge to Clarkson.
Yes.
I have to because of who they got back. Yeah. Even over Lake Orion. Because Lake Orion has not been able to get by Clarkson. No.
They might split one, during the regular season.
It's the same thing I say here. It's the same thing.
But
Clarkson struggles beginning of the year. And then they pick up, get better, heading in the postseason.
Yeah.
You know, they get better. They get better middle and the end of the year. Yeah. I mean, that's
their
and Lake Orion has not been able to adapt to that. They have not.
Yeah.
And
Clarkson always seems to rise to the occasion. The bigger the game, the better the performance.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm seeing, and that's why I got Clarkson favor right now.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens going forward.
That's a tough one too, man. That's a rough district.
Okay, now when we come back, we're going to talk about the basketball districts here on Oaa Now.
This is Lake Orion's own, the local voice. Call ONTV and get on air 248-393-1060. Let your voice be heard. Internet radio for all. Call ONTV and get on air.
Music, weather, sports, and you.
Me?
Yes, you. You're listening to The Local Voice.
Welcome back to Oaa Now. I'm Sammy Termina here with Ian Locke here.
Hey, new commercials.
Yeah, new commercials. Very interesting.
I want to thank Kent, our intern, for throwing all those together. Fantastic having him on board this summer.
Very, very good. Let's talk about these basketball ones. They also came out as well, so I want to get your thoughts on them. They're different compared to the volleyball ones.
Yeah.
But a couple of them are the same. But I want to get your early thoughts on them. You know, I really do want to get your thoughts on them. When I look at, let's start with District 58. This is, of course,
District 58 all the way to 58.
Yeah, this is part of Division 2. We're going to start with them first. This is a district with, this is a very unique district. This is a very unique district.
Right.
You got Ferndale, Hazel Park, Centerline, Madison Heights, Lampere, Warren Lincoln, and Ferndale University.
I couldn't tell you.
So
amongst those, they all sound the same.
I mean, let's talk about let's go from girls. Let's go to girls and then we'll talk boys.
Right, cool. That's fine.
When I look at this district here, should be a competitive district for sure.
It sounds like it. I mean,
you got Madison Heights, Lampere, who I think's a favorite in there.
Okay.
I think they're going to be really happy now that Birmingham Detroit Country Day's in a different district.
Yes. Is anybody?
As anybody. Centerline's in a different district.
Okay.
I think Centerline, they got some talent coming back. And then you look at Warren Lincoln and Ferndale, probably my dark horse teams to keep an eye on. Warren Lincoln, host school, could do some damage. Ferndale, as mentioned, could be a very interesting team to keep an eye on.
Okay.
But my favorite in that district in the girls' side has to be Madison Heights Lampere.
Okay, and that's Division 2, right?
Yeah, this is
a lot of changes in that one.
Hazel Park coming down to Class A.
Okay.
You know, that's the big change there.
Interesting.
Boys basketball outlook. We talked about Ferndale's boys basketball coaching situation.
Yeah.
Juan Rickman's in charge there. Ferndale's got a ton of experience coming back. When you look at players like Brian Peloso, Keith Lucas, and Tiana McKeithen. Of course, we saw Ferndale last year. Very talented team that they have. Very talented team.
Yep.
Even though they had a rough year last year. But Ferndale has to be my favorite. They have to be my favorite coming in this district. Warren Lincoln, they got a ton of talent back. They have you know what their nickname is?
No, I have
the
no
Apes.
The Abes?
The Apes.
To be differentiated between the rail splitters of
Abraham
Ypsi Lincoln. Yeah, I remember him.
Yes. But Warren Lincoln last year won 15 games, and there are a couple games that went over 80.
Oh wow!
So that's why I'm saying Warren Lincoln could really seriously threaten Ferndale here.
Yeah, well, they'll have to be on their toes, that's for sure.
And my dark horse candidate's Hazel Park. The Vikings could be. Now, yeah, they're rebuilding. We talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
Rebuilding.
Yes.
They're not reloading. Rebuilding.
Yeah.
But they're down in a different district. I think Stephen Wilson will have this team improved by then. But when I look at this district, nobody's touching Ferndale and Warren Lincoln. This could be a Eagles versus Abes district final.
I like the Abes.
That's a good name. So you're going with Warren Lincoln to win this district?
No, I like the name.
Oh, that's a good name.
I like the names.
So let's go to this next district here. This is District 61. The boys is to be determined. Girls will be at Pontiac Notre Dame Preparatory.
To be determined?
Yes.
They haven't released them
yet. They haven't released the name yet.
Really?
Nope. So this is Harrison's boys basketball team will be there.
Okay.
Pontiac Notre Dame Preparatory, Bloomfield Hills, Cranbrook, Kingswood, Clawson, Wixom, St. Catherine, Siena Academy for the girls.
Wixom?
Yeah, St. Catherine, Siena. We talked about them volleyball.
Yeah.
And Birmingham, Detroit, Country Day.
Yeah.
Good grief.
And again, the scatter shot of where these teams are located.
Yeah.
It's just kind of all over the map.
Oh, I mean.
Wouldn't you agree? I mean, it just kind of.
Oh, yeah. Girls basketball. Is there any team besides I could touch them in Detroit Country Day?
No. I don't. Nah.
No.
I mean, they're always tough. It's just.
I know.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I don't like how they recruit their system over there. Really don't.
Well, yeah.
But anyway.
That's another show, I think.
Yeah. For another show. But you look at Clawson. Clawson might have the best chance of dethroning Detroit Country Day.
Really?
Although it's not likely. But you look at that district and I'm thinking.
We've seen some big teams go down.
Oh, yeah. Sure. We have. St. Catherine Siena Academy has won 10 games last year. I mean, Pontiac, Brea Bellion's back for them.
Okay.
Which I think will help, but one person, clearly doesn't beat 5.
Correct.
Pontiac Notre Dame Prep, despite not having a coach yet, they got some talent back. But
getting kind of late for not have a coach.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're keeping an eye on that situation. But for me, until anybody else says Birmingham Detroit Country Day, nobody's touching them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on. I hear you.
You're on board there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boys basketball, this could be interesting. I love Wendell Green. Wendell Green is a very talented player. I've seen him play. Really dynamic player at Birmingham Detroit Country Day. Mike Bray has done a magnificent job trying to get the program back on track there.
Okay.
Of course, they had an incredible game with New Haven where they had a really tough loss in the regional last year at New Haven.
Okay.
And New Haven's not in this district, which helps. Pontiac could threaten them. I think Pontiac could give Country Day some problems when you look at who they got back. And we've seen Pontiac.
Yes.
We know the great Kevin McCormick announced that game.
Yes, he did.
Yep. So we know what Pontiac's got.
They can give you troubles.
They can. They're very athletic, very talented. Cranbrook Kingswood got a ton of talent back. Won 21 games last year.
That's a mess of games.
And they could be a dark horse candidate. They could be in this that can give Country Day problems. So this is by far not an easy district. This is not an easy district when you look at it. I mean, Harrison, their final year, got for Coach Terrell Hogan's got Eddie Linton back. But for me, I think this is a 3-team district. When you look at Detroit Country Day, you look at Pontiac, and you look at Bloomfield Hills, Cranbrook, Kingswood. I still think Detroit Country Day is the favorite.
Yeah, I agree.
I still think they are.
But I think those 3 are spot on, though.
They are. They pretty much are. Okay, now let's go to back to Division 1 now. District number 30. This is a Macomb County type of district. Boys are at Utica Ford. Girls will be at Troy Athens this year.
Alrighty.
You got Troy Athens, Chippewa Valley, Sterling Heights, Stevenson, Utica Ford.
Ooh.
Girls side of things, I look at it. I think Stacy Klump might be happy right now. Might be doing a
little happy dance.
Doing a little happy dance on this. Because you got a district, because they're going into Macomb County. Now, the team I think I give them problems is obviously Chippewa Valley. I mean, and I know they got some talent back, but for Troy Athens to go east into Macomb County, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Based on geographical location and all that.
It's another one of these oddballs.
What the heck do you think? I want to know what the MHSAA was thinking on that. I want to know.
I mean, you could go so many different ways, and, how do you settle on that? Is it a dart at the board? You just throw it and see what happens?
I think that's what they did. I really think that's what they did. But Athens got some talent back. I mean, could they win a district? Sure. Chippewa Valley, I think, is going to be really talented. I mean,
they're always tough. Man.
They're always tough. But Utica Ford last year, usually a good basketball program, had a 4-16 year last year.
Oh boy,
what the heck happened?
Well, they're looking to bounce back.
They got some talent. They got Olivia Kubik back. She's had a really good AAU season over there for her AAU team. Sterling Heights always has talent. It's mentioned. Sterling Heights, Stevenson was a 500 team last year. But when I look at the girls' side of the district, I think it's going to be Chippewa Valley and Troy Athens.
Okay.
So that'd be very interesting there.
Yeah.
Boys basketball side, Utica Ford's in this district. They went 0-20 last year.
Oh, wow.
Sterling Heights won 15 games last year.
That's tough. It seems like they could where they're located. It seems like you have so many kids to pull from. I mean, how do you go over?
Well, it's been done. You can ask. You can ask Adam. You can ask Adams. You can ask Stony Creek.
Yeah, that's true.
You can even ask
Utica,
Rochester.
like over there, you're pulling from. I mean, the population centers.
There's 4 schools there. In that
yeah,
district.
it's true.
Yeah,
you're pulling away, but dang.
Yeah, but when I look at the favorite, it has to be Troy Athens because when I look at the Redhawks, yeah, they're young, but Dave Scott's well coached that team.
Absolutely.
The team I think I give them problems is obviously Chippewa Valley, of course, with the quarterback and Tommy Schuster coming back.
Okay.
Sterling Heights, a dark horse team. Sterling Heights, Stevenson. I know they got a ton of talent back. But to me, I still think this district. I think 4 teams have a great shot winning this district.
Wow.
I think 4 teams.
Would you call it wide open then?
I think it's wide open. I think it's wide open. So
who are your 4?
Troy Athens, Chippewa Valley, Sterling Heights, Stevenson. Those are my 4 teams. The rest of the team, Utica Ford, no chance.
You have your definitive answer.
Yes, I do.
No chance.
No chance. Let's go to District 29. I call this the both boys and girls will be playing at Utica. This is a district where it has Stony Creek, Rochester, Troy, Utica, Eisenhower, and Utica. Now, first of all, the first question I ask is, what in the blue heck is Troy in this district for? What are they doing in this district? How is Troy east of Utica? How is Troy close to Utica? Why is Troy here? And why not Troy Athens?
Yes.
That's what bothers me.
See, and it's like just listening to all these, from volleyball through basketball right now, where we're at, it just seems like this big, like they got them together on the table and just started mixing them. Like is there a rhyme or a reason to it, or?
My God.
I mean, usually they were geographic, right? Yeah. I mean, but
maybe
they said it was, too geographic, you're too familiar, or it lends to having 1 or 2 teams only having a shot at it. I don't know. But yeah, for Troy to be dumped out there is
that's
crazy.
Shocking.
Crazy.
Girls basketball, of course, I call Stony Creek, as you know, I call them Team Feinbaum. Kellen James' team, they should be the favorite. They got a ton of talent back when you look at Emily Eckhout, Megan Solik, Lily DePanny, Marissa St. Louis, Devin Vowles. They got others too. I'm still concerned about their interior game. Sophia Ubali, that's a big concern for me going forward for Kellen James' team. Utica Eisenhower, they're a young program, but they got some talent there. Rochester got a new coach in Jeff Haney. Of course, we know what he's done in the past. But Troy's a dark horse to keep an eye on. I mean, they got a ton of talent back, for Simon Botto. When you look at Adina Sampson, Emily Olson, among others. So that to me, oh God, But for me, the favorite.
I know.
For me, the favorite is. I don't think anybody's beating Team Feinbaum. I don't think anybody's beating the mighty Paul Feinbaum. If I'm Kellen James, this is what I should do. I should just go and get I should buy a magical hat and put a picture of Paul Feinbaum on it. That's what I do for Kellen James. That's what Kellen James should do. Buy a wonderful magical.
Because those are just laying around.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We just can pick them up. No big deal.
Paul Feinbaum's a good guy too to get old wisdom for. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
he really is. Boys basketball.
Crazy thing is, I could see that.
Oh, yeah. Boys basketball. But Stony Creek's girls basketball team has to be the favorite.
Yeah.
I like that team. I do.
I'll roll on that one with you.
Yeah, boys basketball. I think it's going to be Troy. That does win that one. Stony Creek.
Okay.
Rochester will be very interesting to keep an eye on. I don't trust the Macomb County schools at all as much. I really don't. But clearly, to me, Troy, despite the fact they're very young, well coached under Gary Fralick, they have one player back who's very talented, Brody Parker.
Ooh.
Stony Creek, they got very good guards in Trevor Smith and Griffin Beers. And then, of course, Rochester, we know with them Corey Goodledge, Cameron Kagans, and Drake Reed, or Vance Kirkwood. Utica have a senior-heavy team, as mentioned, but I think it's going to be very interesting to see what they have there. And have you been in Utica's gym?
No.
Small court.
Really?
Small court. So very, very good.
That's surprising considering the size of the schools out there.
Very good trapping area. Let's go to district number 25. It's at Detroit Mumford. You have Oak Park, Southfield Arts and Tech, Detroit Renaissance, Detroit Mumford, Detroit UD Jesuit, and Redford Union's in there.
Okay.
Girls basketball, I can see this being a 3-team district. Of course, people at Southfield are going to kill me over this. Coach Michelle Marshall is going to kill me over this, but I got to give the edge to Detroit Renaissance because they're loaded, they're young. You got players like Kaylee Davis and Shannon Wheeler. They're very talented, very good. I mean, they're poised to make the jump up. They're poised.
Really?
Yes. Detroit Mumford's another one to make the poise up. I like the Mustangs, what they have done. They got Adoria Williams. They got Shayna Dinwiddle. Of course, for Kareem Hogan was last year was all Detroit news as a coach, in the Detroit metro area. Southfield, we know they got talent. We know they do. When you look at Alexis Johnson, Shai McEvans, Keona Willis, I think they'll be in there. They'll be in the thick of it. I'm just concerned about their depth.
Yeah. Really
concerned. Redford Union's got no chance in this district. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
This one seems a little more geographic.
Yeah, it does.
It's like more in tune of what we've
seen.
And so
does
Oak
Park. Oak Park's got no chance in this district either.
Oh, really?
No. And the girls' side.
Sorry, Oak Park.
Girls' side, boys' side, that's another story. This could be the toughest district in the state.
Well, you started ripping off the names, like, my word.
This is the toughest district in the state. Favorite has to be the Cubs, especially who they got back. That's UD Jesuit. They got Daniel Friday, JT Morgan, and Jalen Thomas was a beast last year. Thomas transferred in from Nevada during the year, as we mentioned last year. Ask Hazel Park that question.
Yeah.
But Detroit Renaissance, they got some talent as well. We've got Carlton McCaskill and Chandler Turner. I mean, they're having good years in the AAU ball right now. Oak Park is the wild card.
Okay.
Because Oak Park not only is a very solid contender, not only the red division, but also in this district. When you look at players like Malik Carr, Dwan Mathis, I mean, Bobby Thompson's loaded. And that's not even mentioning Southfield Arts and Tech.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to be loaded for Coach Mike Avery. When you look at Cameron McEvans, Detroit Mumford and Redford Union got no shot. No chance. Let's go to district number 24. Let's go to district number 28. Of course, this is boys are at Groves, girls are at Birmingham Marion.
Okay.
Yeah, Berkeley, Groves, Seaholm, Royal Oak, Birmingham Marion, Birmingham Brother Rice. Girls basketball side, you got to get the edge of Birmingham Marion, but Royal Oak will be there.
Yep.
Groves could be my dark horse team.
Ooh.
Seaholm's got a lot back, but at the end of the day, I still think this is going to be Birmingham Marion versus Royal Oak, a rematch of what happened last year. Royal Oak just had one bad quarter that doomed them last year.
You think this one's a little bit more balanced than some of the others?
I think it is more balanced. I still think Birmingham Marion, of course, they got a very talented player in Olivia Moore. But Royal Oak, Samantha Potter, Jessica Adams, they just got to find some guards. They do. Brian Zapata's team's got a shot.
Okay.
And they did beat Birmingham Marion last year in the regular season, so that does help them. Boys basketball, Groves, we don't know their coach yet. But the fair has to be Birmingham Brother Rice, considering they have a new head coach in Ricky Palmer. Palmer came over. He was formerly on Kirk Keener's staff at Detroit Country Day. And we know what Kirk Keener's staff did. Really good. Really, really good.
Yeah.
I'll
trust you.
I think Groves could be the team that does wonders. Berkeley is my wild card, and it's not to say that what happened last year was kind of like, I call Joe Sermo's team, what the heck happened to that team last year? They went 1-11 the second half of the year last year. Yeah. I looked at their schedule this year. I'm very worried.
Really?
I'm really worried. That schedule hasn't gotten them tougher, but we'll see. I'm really, really concerned about Berkeley's non-conference schedule.
It's going to be tough to repeat what they did. Don't you think? I mean,
they're young.
It's like
they're
a one-off, though.
But we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens there.
Okay.
You've got a copy of Berkeley's schedule at my house.
All right.
I do.
We'll keep track of that weekly as the season rolls.
Yes, it does. Let's go to district number 18. Of course, this is a little bit different now from the boys' side and the girls' side. North Farmington's boys are in this district.
Okay.
Their girls are in a different district. They're at Bloomfield Hills. The boys' district in District 18 is Farmington, North Farmington, Livonia Stevenson, Northville, Novi, and Novi Detroit Catholic Central. There's like a storyline there.
Okay.
There's a huge storyline there. And I want to get your thoughts on this. Brandon Swanee, coach at Novi last year.
Yeah.
Took him to the Final Four. Named new head coach at Novi Detroit Catholic Central.
Really?
How fitting. That's an interesting district right there.
Yeah, it is. It is. That'll be a fun one to watch.
And then you have Farmington in there. Got three very talented guards, including one that transferred in. Tariq Shepard, who transferred in from East English Village Prep, of course.
Yeah, we heard that name.
We heard about that one. Yeah. And then you have Jared Atkins and Tariq Humes. Those two guys very talented.
Wow.
Farmington's got a great shot, I think, at this. And also Livonia Stevenson has a great shot at this.
That looks very competitive.
This is going to be very competitive. Livonia Stevenson won 17 games last year. They got one guy back, very good player. Nobody's got some talent back in Giovanni Miles. And then you look at North Farmington. They're always well coached. Mm-hmm. You have Justice Salem and Jamal Hayes coming back. So
that'll be a fun one.
That'll be a fun one. So I encourage you to go to Novi. That'll be a tough district. That's going to be a very competitive district. Girls' side is a little bit different because you got Farmington, Farmington's Mercy there, Livonia Stevenson, Northville, and Novi are in there. Mercy still, I think, is the favorite, but Livonia Stevenson's a team to beat there. I think that's going to be a very interesting district there in the girls' side of things. So We'll see what happens there in that one. We shall see what happens there. Let's go to district number 7. We're getting close to the end here.
Yes.
So you got
close to the end of the show.
Yes. Boys are at Bloomfield Hills. Girls are at West Bloomfield.
Okay.
You got Avondale, Bloomfield Hills, West Bloomfield, North Farmington's girls, Orchard Lake, St. Mary's, Waterford, Mott. The girls' side of things, I still got to give an edge to Bloomfield. Girls' side, I get Bloomfield Hills the edge. I like their 3-point shooting. Jeff Rubin's done a really good job with that team.
Yeah.
When you look at the talent they got back. North Farmington could give them a scare, despite the fact I'm very concerned with how Jeff Simpson's going to adapt to not having Samantha Cherney there in the big there. Waterford, Mott, very young team. Mikhail Proctor, you have Emily First there. And then West Bloomfield's got everybody back. They're my dark horse team to keep an eye on the girls' basketball docket. Everybody's back there for Coach Burt Mosley. I like that team a lot. Boys basketball, this could be very fun. West Bloomfield's got a lot back, especially with the talent they got. They got Trey Mosley, Shamir Matthews, Donovan Moore, Donovan Edwards, among others.
Yeah.
Avondale senior heavy for Coach Tim Morton, of course, led by Ezekiel Ringstaff, Derek Hinton, Kobe Anthony. Mott, we know Coach Dave McClellan's got Kamani Fields back. You look at Bloomfield Hills with Mason Canfield. He's coming back. And then Orchard Lake, St. Mary's. People are high on St. Mary's. I don't know why they're high on them. But they got Lorne Bowman coming back for Coach Todd Colbert. This will be competitive. Really competitive.
It. Both sides.
Yes, it will be. And then, of course, let's look at our last district, which is District 6. It'll be at Lake Orion. You got Lake Orion, Clarkson, Oxford, Adams, Romeo, Kettering. And the girls' side of things, this could be very competitive.
Yes.
When you look at the girls' side of things, Waterford Kettering, despite the fact they don't have a coach as of yet, we'll keep an eye on that. They got some talent when you look at Ashley Watson, Claire Broghannon, Izzy Dougal, Bianca Kaiser, and Kate Frazier. They got
always
a ton of experience.
Tough team.
Romeo, they're going through a coaching transition. Of course, Connie Herenin stepped down, mentioned coaching at Rochester College. They got the McDonough sisters, Olivia and Aubrey. Those are their 2 top players. Oxford's got a ton of experience back. Of course, they got the Mether sisters, Lauren and Mackenzie, Ashley Hirschman, Helena Cato, Emma Van Loon, and Sarah Terrell. There's others on that team. Very solid. Lake Orion's going to be the question mark, as mentioned. Lake Orion's got a ton of talent back for Coach Mike Griffin, but can they put it together? That's $1 million question for them.
Absolutely.
Adams, same thing with them. They got a ton of talent as well, but can they do the same thing for Shea Lewis? And Clarkson, they got a new coach in them, John Wire. Can they put it together? That's the $1 million question there for them.
A lot of clouds, a lot of ambiguity.
A lot of clouds in that girls' side of district.
But that should be interesting how that develops. That'll be a fun one to watch.
Oh, yeah. That'll be very interesting to keep
especially the regular season.
Oh, yeah. Clarkson in the red, Lake Orion Adams in the white, Romeo in the Macomb Area Conference red, Waterford Kettering and Lakes Valley. Of course, you have Lake Orion, Oxford, Adams are in the white, by the way. So very interesting to see how that unfolds there. And the last one is boys basketball. And this is a very interesting one because I think this is a wide open district. When you look at Adams in there, they're talented. Ethan Emerson's done a really good job with that team. I mean, Ethan Emerson's going to be the key player for them. Lake Orion, as mentioned, is going to be solid. Oxford's going to be solid. Romeo's going to be solid. Kettering's got a ton of experience back, and then, of course, you have Clarkston. So when you look at that district,
that'll be a fun one,
that'll be competitive. I think it's going to be very competitive. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens there going forward.
Cool, man.
You can take a look at my blog. I have the basketball districts up. It'll be updated regularly once we get the current information getting up there. Keep an eye on the coaching situations at Groves, Avenel for girls basketball, Groves for boys basketball, and, of course, the other teams that are impacted by coaching searches. We will keep an eye on that as well, impacting these districts.
Yep.
Okay, now.
That was an interesting rundown. I'm excited, confused, and curious all together.
Yeah.
Especially on the volleyball side, like, what? So, but it's going to be fun, and at least on the basketball side, the last couple that you've mentioned, going to be fun. A lot of fun to take a peek at.
A lot of tough districts.
Yeah, and if they're at Lake Orion, we'll have cameras there to record those things, so that'll be out there to see.
Mm-hmm. So
awesome.
We'll see what happens going forward.
Cool, man.
Okay, now, everybody, I'm signing off here. Take care, everybody. See you all next week, everybody.
Thank you, Sam. Oaa Now is produced by Sammy Taramina. The views on this program are his and his alone. If you'd like to make your own podcast here at Orion Neighborhood Television and have it air on the local voice, give us a call at 248-393-1060. Visit our webpage at www.orionontv.org for more information about ONTV and how you can take classes with us here at the station at 1349 Joslyn Road in Lake Orion. That's all for Oaa Now. We'll see you next week. See ya!